everyone, I am the Kaiju no Kami here with
Advent Nebula.
Chrisalage Bloodborne.
Silver Quill.
Again?
Well, maybe next time you shouldn't have your mouth full of candy.
Cruellic Kain.
And we are going to be talking about Kamen Rider Zero-One, episodes 19 to 27. It has been a while since we've done one of these because the last episode was around Christmas time
January.
Early January.
When we weren't under semi-quarantine.
And I thought this arc would be over by now.
Oh my god, this arc is just going on. I have to say, I loved the whole first arc of the show, but now this arc just feels like they're stalling for ideas. They're stalling for time because they have to fill in that year-long format.
Yeah, but at least it hasn't been as bad as some series when they've been playing the stall game.
I don't know, it feels like Build's final battle all over again to me.
It's not that infinite of lives.
No, I think the negativity is even thicker than the viruses right now.
Why do you think we have our social distancing?
I need you to call the Wambulance because we got several cases of butt hurt in here.
I should have just brought my plague doctor mask. It would have been just fine.
Oh my. But I will say my opinion of Zaya and this whole thing has changed a great deal over the course of this arc, to the point now where I too am I'm very happy with the return of Jin and Hirobi, as they might be more interesting villains.
Yeah, at this point I think so. Especially with Jin's new outfit.
Yeah, I'm very...
Styling Jin. And his tiny sword. Giggity.
I was so...
See, I'm not hating it because it's a different type of format. It is getting a little long. It is getting a little old. But I'm still enjoying it.
No, the problem is it's just following the same formula every 2 episodes.
There is some character development going on right now, which I appreciate at the same time.
For the
But
turn
it's
count.
in the decline. I mean, let's start with this. Zaya is president. In the first competition, he actually seemed to have a sense of honor. He had a very conflicting ideal to Aruto. But when he found out one of his cohorts was cheating, he's like, oh no, we're doing this again if you want to save your career. Now, however, over the course of the more recent ones, not only has he encouraged cheating, dismissed it, or actually forced sabotage himself, he's also gotten very sadistic in saying, oh, we'll decide a man's guilt or worth as our competition. Whoever saves these lives wins. Dude, now is not the time.
I will say the reasoning behind that, from how I view it, is actually where we're going to start with the episodes. So the first 2-parter we had with Zaya, prior that we talked about in the previous one, was the florist one, where the caught cheating. He had that sense of honor. He had that sense of right and wrong. Then we get into the second battle.
Tachibana, that was his name.
Little sparks of joy.
Yes, I was going to disregard that, so we didn't start. But nevertheless, here it's the home sellers. You have
The 2-parter with the...
two-parter with the home sellers, and
Realtors.
Smileru.
Smile.
She's one who kind of helped to start that change in how Zaya acted, because Aruto won.
Technically.
Technically, this one...
Actually, no. He won, but technically the other guy won.
Just because of the monies.
Yeah.
Technicality, the other guy won, but the round went to Aruto because I think his name is Guy from Zaya. Right?
Hmm?
I think the
Some
president...
guy?
No, I think the president's name is Guy something.
I don't remember.
But nevertheless, since he said whoever sells this house is the winner, it went to Aruto's side with the Humagear. And I think that's what changed it for him, because I think he kind of felt that it was going to be pretty systematic, that a machine was not going to be able to understand the needs or wants of a human. Because if you think about it, if you go into the Asimov theory of things, Asimov really wrote where he tried to show that dichotomy about people who are pro-machines understood that machines are there for the benefit of humanity, kind of like what we have here, and then you have the flip side with Zaya's crew that's showing that machines are just robots, they should just be robotic and nothing else. So I kind of feel like this threw him off, and then when we get into the next two-parter,
The trial.
for the trial, once again, it puts him in a very bad situation because he is then being shown quite clearly that, one, all of his truths are coming out because you find more and more as we go along, or at least we went on in the earlier parts of how he betrayed things, how he helped develop the
Evil group of the renegade.
yeah,
and
how it was kind of him for Metsubo Jinrai that they became what they
And
became.
you came into that arc, you find out about the arc being a sister satellite.
So there's so much that you find out that he's involved in. That's why I can't hate it as much, because yes, it's starting to go into decline of how his character is, but it was always prevalent from when he first stepped on that he was supposed to be the villain.
For me, it's more that they've turned him more into pettiness. It's just pettiness.
Oh, well, actually,
Oh, go ahead.
from your perspective, as I understand it, it's sort of evolved as
Yeah.
we've discovered more and he's changed with the scenario. I'd argue that, in fact, he hasn't changed, but the couple's two-parter really described his character in a nutshell. He suffers from a narcissistic personality disorder.
And that's a fair point, that he as a character has not changed, that his attitude has been consistent. It's just now we're seeing newer elements of his character that we did not get to see.
And the one thing with his narcissism, he's getting more violent the more the stakes get raised.
And he's devaluing the people around him. So, for those who don't know, from what I understand by narcissistic personality disorder, this person is operating under the delusion of a false self. It's not that they're lying to themselves. They firmly believe in this idealized, they're perfect and it's everyone else's fault. Problem is that means they have no capacity for self-reflection or improvement. And in fact, they ruin people around them. I feel greater pity if they didn't wreck the lives of the people they touch and influence.
Which you saw during the trial two-parter with the cop.
So with the home one, I liked the one bit when you had those two people that had like the masks on. When they're showing the house around, you had the cameras moving around, and then also they take the masks on, like, yes, we're gonna move here!
Why are they wearing masks? Did they predict coronavirus before anyone else?
I actually
Was
think
Kamen Rider trying to warn us?
That's actually a kind of a style for certain groups in Japan.
No, wait, I'm conspiracy theorying here. Where's my tinfoil hat?
Oh, God.
Because
Have
they...
you not seen biker gangs in Japan?
Japan?
Japan? Well, you see, in Japan, they had metal locusts. And right now, I believe there is a locust storm in the Middle East.
There is.
Yeah.
So,
You forgot about all the pigeons that
and
are
dragon lightning in Egypt striking the pyramids. Folks, I'm not usually big into the end times, but have you prayed recently?
We will know when it's truly come to the end times because we need to have the frogs.
Well, everyone's getting sick, so they got a frog in their throat.
No, that don't count.
That doesn't count. Because what were the
Frogs and firstborn.
frogs, firstborn,
Complete
locusts, complete darkness, and
Well, actually,
The last one.
and blood in the sky rains blood.
well, actually, I've heard a very different prophecy. It's that Israel will bloom. Its deserts will turn green. Its enemies will be dashed, and they will use the war oils to light bonfires.
Okay.
Because I heard that locusts will rise
Okay.
and the skies will rain blood.
Anyway,
Locust, though. Actually, okay, that's one of the positives of this. Metal form.
That one is-
Oh my God! I do
No.
have to say we got very biblical.
okay, well first I was gonna say, the other thing is, for the trial episode, it's a fictional show because the one lawyer is like, wait, stop the trial, he's innocent, my bad.
Yep.
Okay, I do have to say I loved one particular thing about the trial going on to the matchmaker stories is that it actually carried on. The girl that was the victim in the trial episode now goes to a matchmaker because she finds out she has a very, very bad way of choosing her partners.
And at the same time, Aruto's been corrupted by the arc on his belt.
Well, we had Go Bust Blue playing the matchmaker. We had Go Buster Yellow playing the girl.
The victim, yeah.
Then you had, I love the scene when they actually had the Thouser come in, and they're like, oh yeah, they're the perfect match. What?
He's a narcissist who doesn't care about people's feelings. She needs to have a harsh slap of reality. It's perverse how that works, but it wouldn't.
Well, there is something to be said. I grew up with somebody who had a narcissistic personality disorder. I married someone who's sociopathic, so I don't know exactly what that says about
There's
me as a
two of them
person.
in the room, Kelly.
Right.
Yeah.
But I do have to say, women tend to gravitate towards those individuals with a narcissistic personality disorder. And usually when they are, they're more dependent on needing that other human being. Not to give them encouragement, but to give them structure. It's kind of like that willing, I don't want to say willing abusive relationship because it sounds terrible, because not all narcissistic people are abusive and not all dependent women are victim mentality, but there's that give and take that has to come from it. And that's why they were saying, but come to the end of that two-parter with her, she became more of the stronger person, and the person she ends up with, which God love her, is the more dependent individual.
Are we going? We're going back to God loves you.
So
yeah,
Are we
sure.
converting in these
Are
episodes?
we getting to
I'm
the fire
wicked,
episode?
so I'm
next
already a
one?
heathen.
So, I did like in part one of the Matchmaker episode when the guy, you have the flashback scene of the matchmaker asking Izu, "What's the worst thing you can say to a girl?" And then he goes and does it. And when Aruto's like, "How did he learn that?" And he looks at and Izu's like, "Oops."
And even the priest, Human Gear, well,
Who
the
was
actor,
actually an actor.
he's like convulsing in the back.
Oh, it was so.
That was hilarious.
So yes, we did get a new upgrade, which was an unwilling upgrade for
It was
Naruto.
really cool, huh?
The metal locust or metal grasshopper, but they're very similar. And I liked how it almost was like that swarm destroying him.
Well, I love the way it attacks when the swarm will like leave the body piece to go build a shield.
And he doesn't have to do anything. He
Yeah.
just standing there has never looked so intimidating.
It was the only time I truly think, until the most recent episode we just watched, where Thouser actually felt like
I'm gonna
he
lose.
wasn't as prepared as he could be.
Well,
which
he
was
wasn't
his
in
own
control.
undoing
Yeah.
here.
And when he's not in control, he tends to lose.
But I also did like the way they did, where they called back with all the previous human gears that
Yeah,
Naruto
that was
saved
really good.
to help reprogram the belt.
Yeah.
What? Sorry.
Oh no, go ahead.
Well, I too enjoyed that. I liked, okay, you combat good and evil with good. But at the same time, I'm a little worried because this harkens back to Build in my eyes and the hazard trigger.
Oh yeah, the Berserker.
In Build, he never mastered the hazard trigger. He found a workaround. He found the dual
Tank, rabbit.
tank, rabbit. Now here again, they don't confront the problem. They work around it by developing a rather corny-looking sword.
The power of friendship sword.
Yeah, but
Hey, it looks cool when it combines with the other sword.
Sharp weapons are magic.
and the thing is, with the way this
sorry.
series is going, they may end up having it, so you have to take out the arc to actually permanently remove that problem.
But then we also did get in this two-parter, which I will say was probably, that two-parter was probably the best of this these 8 episodes we've watched so far.
Mm-hmm.
We did get Phoenix.
Yeah, his
Yeah,
design
which
is
you-
Objection! Oops, wrong Phoenix.
Got the Phoenix mode. Oh, if he threatens to fire a missile.
red chicken.
So Jin coming back, I think, was great. I want to know who's under the cloak.
I'm still convinced it's the cop.
Oh,
The,
Fua.
No,
Yua.
you. Wait,
No.
no, not the lady cop. The
Fua.
I'm so bad with names.
Fua is the guy, Yua is the girl.
Oh, Fua.
Yes.
Okay, yes, I think it's Fua. He doesn't know he's the inside mole.
The way Hirobi was talking to him back in one of the episodes, Hirobi was kind of hinting that they had infiltrated somebody.
And now I'm having Austin Powers flashbacks. More.
But I love
Oh,
I love the
God.
saying for the Phoenix.
Fred Savage.
Bearing the fires of hell.
Yeah, it's a
Strongest
good
wings
sound.
bearing the fires of hell.
Yes, I love that.
Who would have been killed to be in the sound record studio as they did those lines?
And it would be super awesome.
Yeah.
Well,
Especially because you sound like text to speech.
All right, I need you to sound more emotionless.
I am the emissary of hell.
How can I be? How do you want me to be so unempathetic? Just picture the U.S. president. Okay, I got
Although Jin has the weirdest
last.
suit because it's like half is pinstripe and half is not.
It was a custom-made
It's
suit
just-
just for his character.
I love Zoot Suit Jin.
Wait, it's different colors? I didn't know
It's
that.
different. One side's
Well-
checkered, one side's striped.
Well,
Really?
Yeah.
no, one side's just all black, other parts are pinstripe.
It's very light checker. There are lines
I
there.
can't tell. It looks about the
It's
same.
very, but okay, Zoot Suit. In the 1920s, there was this craze where all the men would wear these stylized suits. It became really popular, especially like New York, Chicago type of thing. And then they also became popular in the 90s because we had the
Revival of that era.
revival of what was it called? Not ska.
Grunge?
No. God, no.
It was swing.
Kind of swing. There was a, I can't remember the exact term for it.
Big band, that's what it was.
Big band, because you had Mighty Mighty Boss Tones.
Ska?
No, not
No,
ska.
that was Happy Punk.
That's Happy Punk, yes. But so you had the revival of Zoot Suit, and personally, I've always loved Zoot Suit type styles.
Are you
Back
talking
in-
about like the square nut zippered people?
Yeah, scroll nuts.
Yes.
Also, basically what Al Capone and his mobsters wore.
Exactly. I love that style of dress because it's so like retro and
Yes, back in
you
feudal
always
America.
meet, and nobody who was a good person wore that type of clothing. It was all bad people. So that's why I've always prayed.
Well,
that
because what happened is their suits got shot up in gunshots, so they would just take the pieces from two different suits and take the good pieces and stitch them together.
And my personal dream is that you would actually wear something like that.
Isn't
'Cause
that
if you want
pricey?
those ugly ass green shoes that I were to wear, that's my goal.
Although I'm amazed we've gone this far and no one's made a Two-Face comment. How am I the one doing this? You're the comic DC fanatic. You got a thing for the bad boys. How? Neither of you mentioned Two-Face.
Two-Face is not one of my favorite characters, so.
I'm tired of Batman, so
But nevertheless,
Gasp!
I am sick to death of Batman.
DC's kind of killed my love of Batman over recent years.
I don't even know you people anymore.
but
DC and Marvel
before
are
I
kind of
digress
killing
even
themselves.
further,
We've digressed.
I do like the fact that Jin has
Maybe
returned.
regress.
And I also like the fact that Jin is still maintaining his childlike mentality, but with this psychotic glee that's like undertoning it.
Or he's got a childish sense of fun, but he's got
And
more
also,
independence.
and
Yes.
when he reunites with Hirobi, he goes, "I'm the one in charge now, not you."
Or it's like, I'm not
He
doing
also-
what you want.
He is also rocking the 90s chain with holding the...
Oh my
Yes.
god, I know. Every
Instead
time
of-
I see it, I'm like, I had so many dog
Instead
chains as a kid.
of the wallet on the chain, it's his pension.
It's
Keys.
Progrise Key.
Yep.
Yeah, he literally is like representing everything 90s. I almost wish, kind of like in Fies, when the guy who plays Ray in Garo would be walking down the street listening to House of Pain. I almost wish every time Jin came on screen that he'd be rocking some kind of 90s type theme song.
So what do you think of the design of Metal Hopper?
Kind of generic.
I like it because it's a wee bit shiny.
I think the reason the sword is sort of comical green and blue is because it stands out so vibrantly against the gray.
Mm-hmm.
But
Gray metallic.
I firmly expect that he'll receive another upgrade in short order. This seems more a transitory form than it's like sparkling bottle build.
Oh, yeah.
It didn't stick around that long.
Well, considering that also, like, every episode, or every story arc, he's been getting some type of upgrade.
What do you think of it?
50-50.
I liked it initially, but the more he uses it, the more I'm bored with it.
It seems like around episode by 31, 32, we're probably going to see something new coming.
All I know is I'm waiting for the frickin' Anubis Jackal punch.
What does everybody think of Phoenix's design?
I like that design.
Very much.
KFC's suit, yeah, it's a very nice suit.
It seems the more complete version of his winged form.
It does. It seems like he's fully evolved and matured from what he was when he was just
But
a hawk.
Just like Assassin Sean.
Oh, if you think of it, it's just like the Phoenix. Because you are rebirthed as a baby, then come to the adult, and then you'll burst into flames and start all over again.
Then you'll become mostly known for a Harry Potter movie, thus undermining your Egyptian origins.
Wait, it came from Egyptian descent?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did not
That's
know
why was going to say, we have an Anubis form coming up.
Sweet.
We have the Phoenix. So it's like the villains are all going Egyptian
that. Wait,
style.
does that mean we can get a Manette one? That would be cool.
Oh my god, does that mean we're going to find out all of their past histories? That one was an Egyptian prince, the other one was an Egyptian priest, and then finally we're going to have Thief Bakura come in 3 different forms throughout the series?
Well, the one thing I'm wondering is, with Toy Line looking up, where's the spider toy that's been revealed
That
going
would
to
be
fit in?
sweet.
What were you going to
deal.
say?
I'm more concerned that if someone gets the Osiris form, blades to the crotch will be their ultimate weakness.
Ah.
Okay, Egyptian fans know what I'm talking about.
No, we really set that one up.
Hey, can we at least get a crocodile form if we're going Egyptian?
As long as...
Well, we already had the Terra Crocodile. Do 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 do
Dun dun dun
do
dun 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 crocodile.
Actually,
that
turns
one-
out that scream wasn't a woman. It was Osiris when he got the blade.
Okay, so before we get to the
Oh, I do have one other thing I wanted to talk about.
well, we have the fire part 2-parter.
Okay, then fine.
But what I was gonna say is before we get to the fire 2-parter, I will say that all the hype and excitement I had for Yua in the first part of the series has gone.
Yeah, her submissiveness is...
This is what I mean when narcissistic personality disorders destroy the people around them.
Well,
I liked her when she was turncoating, but
but
now
here's
she
the
just...
thing.
But she's now Zaya's bitch.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the thing, though. If going on this whole thing, I can't say I hate her character because of the fact that this is a natural progression of what would happen with the character. It is so real to life because if you think about it, Naruto has developed so much since these characters.
Yes, but she has just diminished it.
I don't think she's diminished it at all. I think this is kind of like her
Okay, why are you shouting?
destruction. Because think about it with this last episode with the Fire 2-parter. She starts to talk back, basically like an abusive father. He slaps her in the face essentially and says, "Don't say that." She's like, "I'm sorry." This is almost, I imagine we're getting to her breaking point. That she is trying to break free. I kind of feel like there's something we don't know that's being held over her.
Oh, I can't wait for that. That would be actually
What,
kind of
like-
That she's trying to protect or something.
Or maybe she is actually his own daughter.
Well, he is apparently 45, though he looks 20. That's going to be weird.
That would be messed
Not-
up, but not out of character.
Not since Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
Can we
as
not?
a parent-sibling relationship look more fucked up.
Can we?
Anything in Mortal Kombat with a parent-child
So,
relationship
okay.
looks fucked up.
With the fire 2-parter, what did you think?
I liked it.
I think that might be the strongest two parts because up until now it's been the human gears bringing out the best in people. This was the first time they highlighted that a AI-driven unit may not be the best choice for a profession.
I agree.
Yeah.
Because when Ichi, I can't pronounce his last name.
Ichi Ishinosuke.
Ichi Kyunosuke.
Yeah, Ichi
Okay,
Ishinosuke.
so when
Whatever.
Ichibutt,
119.
when Ichibutt thought to himself, I can't register pulse, this person's dead, moving on, it took a flesh and blood firefighter to slap him upside the head and say, you never give up, and prove him wrong. That's the first time, I think, in this show, a Humagear learned something from a human, really.
I
And
will
on the
agree.
flip side, the human learned from the Humagear that probably has the profession where the two would be working together best.
Well, because I do agree with that, because the one thing I really liked is, because a machine, as it quite clearly showed in the first part, is if somebody is code red, or coded, so to speak, a machine is not going to be able to tell a heartbeat. They're not going to be able to tell until a heartbeat realizes again that they're able to be alive. So when they code, the system will automatically go to what's the next stage in that process. We need to save everyone else. Where a human is going to put on that human element of we need to enact first aid, we need to try, we need to put that element. So I do agree that this, for a profession like this, and I think same thing with like law enforcement, having a blend of the two is much more beneficial than a zero-sum game where one is better than the other.
I don't know about doctors. I'm still pretty well sold on Humagear doctors.
To a degree, yes. For like most surgeries, absolutely. I think they'd be great. But you'd still want a human there in case somebody did code so they could at least go through that process. But yes.
Since you love fire so much,
Oh no, it was fun. And the Firefly replicant was a lot of fun. That was actually a human.
I do love when everyone's standing in front of the building at the beginning of it, and you have Naruto and the band of firefighters. You have Fu in the background, I believe. No, he wasn't there yet. But you have
Yua.
Yua, and then you have Zaya's president. They find out that the basement level is going to be all of the
10 girls.
Yeah.
Star
there's
girls.
going to be all the hot girls, like idol girls. Naruto and all the firefighters are excited. The Humagear is like, whatever. And then the president in the back is just like, I think all the women in him are like, sure.
And then when they go to the next floor and it's those guys, and all of them are like, oh.
And then
Yeah,
you
that's
have on
awesome.
the third floor the vice president and the operating manager and their Humagear from Hedon. And I love, one, that they represent the acting episode with him playing the best dead body ever.
I am injured. Oh.
And then I love that in this particular two-parter, we actually get connected with them again, where they're not trying to destroy Naruto like previous times. They're actually, even here when they're on death's door, they're like, well, if Zaya's guy saves us, that's gonna really suck. And then the other guy's like, I don't want to die, but that is a problem.
And then also the comment, you can't die yet, you're still on the clock.
Oh my god, that's the most American thing ever.
But at the same time, they also said, is a world where humans and Humagears can work in harmony possible? They might actually have a streak of idealism in them.
I know. I felt like, finally.
Some side
Yeah,
characters
so-
getting major
Well,
development.
Yes.
I will say that the villain of that episode, the monster of the week essentially,
Was stupid.
that was the worst of them all.
Because
Yeah,
he's
Of
just
the entire series.
Not
A
even a
rocket,
side
a
character.
rocket launching firebug.
Not just that, but like
The human was pointless.
Yeah.
tangential.
part one, or what am I thinking of the episode before? Didn't it go like suddenly there was a jump cut to Naruto in the alleyway trying to like push him or
Yes,
something?
it did.
Yeah.
And it was like, what the hell? Or was that the episode before that?
Well, I've
Maybe
gotten,
that.
it was in the part one.
Okay.
And I've gotten rather used to that jump cut as in Sentai and Kamen Rider, they will be fighting in the middle of the city. Next thing I know, they're in that same damn gravel
Or they're in that same warehouse, which this one's been the warehouse.
But-
It's the warehouse, but that gravel pit is even worse for me.
But yeah, I will say this was the worst monster of the week. The highlight for me for this second part was the fight between Jin and Thouser.
I think he was useless because they were setting up for that fight.
Because, well, also, I have to say that the fight there of those two in with the fire reminded me
circle of
of the
fire.
fight from Kuga, episode 2 with Kuga and the Bat Monster.
Oh Yeah.
because
Who got destroyed?
they fight as a church is on fire.
Oh, that sounds really nice. I actually
Who
want
got-
It sounds really nice.
Well, a church is burning.
Well, the monster was a priest.
different comfort music for different people.
I know. I'm like, wow, that sounds so nice. The church is burning.
I didn't know it was Swedish, but I guess I am.
Death metal.
To IKEA, heathen.
Ah, death metal.
All you needed during.
Oh, it's a demi burger.
No. Oh my God, they're insane.
Anywho,
All you needed during that one scene was having Rammstein's Firefight song.
Oh,
that's
my
okay.
God, that would have been awesome.
Rammstein.
I miss the music.
But now, our next arc goes into politics.
Oh god.
Well,
Well, at least it's hype and maybe it'll be fun.
Politics. Okay.
politics are never
So
fun.
here's what I thought of when you have a politician and a rapper.
Walk
Anybody
into a
heard the movie Bowfinger?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
That's all I thought of. It's like, oh, so we're gonna have Tommy Lee Jones, or was it Tommy?
No, it wasn't.
Oh no, who
It was
was
Steve
it?
Martin.
No,
No, it
it
wasn't Steve Martin.
wasn't. It was.
He's dead now. The actor who played him actually.
Here we go.
No, one thing,
Google.
right?
To Google. Although I'm mostly thinking of Wag the Dog.
Okay. Anyway, so we're now past the halfway point of the series.
Final verdicts for people currently.
Hold on.
While you're looking up, Chrisalage, what is your current verdict of the series?
Eddie
It's
Murphy
better than
and-
any
and-
current
Oh,
Sentai
it was Eddie
currently.
Murphy and
I'll take
Steve
it.
Martin.
So at least 6 out of 10.
Funny, I've been thinking Wag the Dog.
I love Wag the Dog. Yeah, that would make sense here as well because they're trying. So, what the next two-parter is going to be based, or 1 to 2-parter, I'm assuming.
It's going to be a
It's
two-parter.
going to be based on revitalizing Daybreak Town and making it luxury apartments. I'm like, yeah, it sounds like what we do in New York City or New York State, where
Or
we're
what
going to
we've been
take all
doing-
the.
Or what Denver's been doing to its rundown neighborhoods for the last 10 years.
No, I'm thinking about building over a landfill.
Although
Yeah.
here's what I'm confused by. They know the Ark is buried at the bottom of that lake, or it's residing there. Why would you put more Humagears in its proximity? And during this construction, is that just a cover for them to dredge it up and hit it really
More
hard?
than likely.
Have you ever seen the movie Poltergeist, where they build over a graveyard? That's all I'm thinking of.
Okay, but this is like if the soldiers who killed all those people in the graveyard built a town themselves, and they knew it was haunted to begin with. I feel like there's a greater degree of
That's
ignorance.
because
Let's
they-
go out to
that-
Germany and find out if they're there.
That's because they see no evil.
Advent, what are your thoughts on current Kamen
Sorry, I've been listening to way too many true crime, conspiracy
Yeah.
theories.
Oh, I did like.
Where did Germany come from?
I listened to this whole backstory of Adolf Hitler. It was kind of scary.
Okay,
And
so I did
very
like
dirty.
at the beginning of the Fire two-parter when Naruto does the burning up puns, and then Izu's like, yeah.
Oh,
I
or
like-
the end scene where he's talking about
Trying to make a serious speech.
and how jokes will have to take a back seat so we could
Drive the speech forward.
drive the speech forward. And she's like, "That's a joke, right?" And he's like half dead. Yeah, because it's Naruto.
Yeah, it's got the light.
Alright, so currently halfway mark. What's your thoughts on the series overall so far?
I'll let you go first.
Still thoroughly enjoying it. Losing some momentum with this competition. But what I really hope to see now is actually the merging of the Ark and Zaya. No, not Zaya.
Hedon.
What was the?
I can't think of the satellite.
It starts with a Z, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Zaya.
Zaya. Zaya and Zaya. See, this is why I'm having trouble with names. I'd like the Ark and Zaya to merge data, so you have good and evil contained within one being, which is more human.
Than human?
Oh my God! It's a White Zombie song.
We are really referencing all our bands I never listened to.
Okay.
Okay, your opinion on so far?
So I'm still loving the series. It's still right now probably one of my favorite. Still acting pretty close to one of my favorite Kamen Riders of the last decade because there's a lot going on here. There's a lot I'm still enjoying. The gimmick's still great. And I'm enjoying the two-parters. I know everybody else is kind of feeling like they're getting old, but I still like them. And I'm still liking the different little tidbits
It's
that
not
we're
really
getting
the
of character.
two-parters, it's just the competition's getting boring.
See,
Formulaic.
okay, formulaic, I can appreciate that, but I'm looking for what it is, and I'm still going to continue powering forward because, unlike the title, it is not a 0-1 sum.
Zero-sum game. You didn't even...
Wow, does this go with your Joseph and the Technicolor Rainbow?
Anywho, yeah.
And Eternity Stone for Wizard?
That was you.
That was you.
That was you.
No, I said I don't think it's Eternity, and now you're like, oh yeah, it is Eternity.
Oh, shut up.
It was Infinity.
Go away.
Infinity and beyond.
This arc has been a little too slow moving for me. Still love the before this arc. Show's still around a 7 out of 10 for me right now. I'm still enjoying it. It's one of the series that I'm still hooked to, and it's the best series since Gaim
You
for
said
me.
still a lot.
You guys have said they like a
Because it's
lot,
like
and you have
be
said
still
like
as well.
150
Be
times.
still thy beating heart.
Okay, let Sam finish.
Still sold on keeping this up,
Oh, Evan.
but I'm hoping it doesn't do like what Bill did towards its end and kind of just start crashing and burning. That's
know.
my only fear right now. But I'm still going to give this one a go through all the way to the end.
Well, at this point, there's no point in.
Yeah.
Oh, great. Now you're getting nihilist on us.
That's, okay, Chrisalage, since you've left.
I already had him talk.
Yeah, you already gave it.
So wait, with all these Egyptians, you really are a nihilist.
Kaiju, your thoughts?
Well, see, the problem I'm having with the formulaic aspect of this competition is because
I'm not touching my face.
the first 16 episodes kept going in directions you weren't expecting, and now everything is just going in the same path you're expecting it to go. That, to me, is what has killed a lot of the momentum.
So it's acting like a Pathfinder.
No. It's on its path. It has nothing to find. It found the path at episode 17, is just on that same path 6 years later.
Oh, are we playing a role-playing game now?
Yes.
Pathfinder.
Yes.
So that is why it's lost momentum to me. I still like the show. I still think it's the best Kamen Rider series since Gaim, but I'm at the point where I want to see something new, something unexpected, something interesting, because I feel like it's just falling into the same trap that Kamen Rider has been falling in for the last several years. It's not getting down to the dumbness of Sentai. It's just getting down into, okay, we've done this before in Kamen Rider. This is why we dropped this is why we dropped Drive at episode 24. This is why we dropped Ghost at episode 2. This is why we dropped X8 at episode 1.
Which you shouldn't have dropped X8.
What about Geo?
We dropped Geo at 4.
Geo was just bad.
Oh, not even the hype man
But
can save that.
we'll
series.
see. Maybe when we get to the next arc, it could really raise the momentum back up and do something innovative.
Be a 0-1 sum game.
With that in mind,
Look at it.
until next
I'm
time,
playing Animal Crossing.
nobody cares.
Harsh.
Until next time, that's all I'm doing.
That's all you're going to be doing for the next month.
Mainly.
Because we're all laid off from work or some such.
Alright, bye.